For more, Nebraska Republican Congressman Don Bacon joins us now. Congressman, how are you, sir, and what is your takeaway from day 2 of the marathon that seemingly has no end?
Well, thank you, Garrett. Thanks for having me on. I sure enjoyed the discussion you were having because I thought it was very accurate with what was being said. My first observation is we should be at work. We could have already passed 3 sets of bills, part of the commitment to America, and we're on hold. Part of our agenda has now been derailed. We could have already manned our committees and started to work on the things that we promised our citizens about energy independence, better security at the border, and all the things that we've talked about. That is on hold. At some point, the staffers in our professional committees will stop getting paid. And so this is a blemish, and I'm understating it, for the Republican Party, but it's caused by these 20 individuals who refuse to be part of a team. And it's very dissatisfying. They are hurting the team. And if I could back up a little bit more, they were offered every single concession up until last Monday that they asked for, and they said no. They were given every single concession and couldn't get to yes, in other words. Now, Monday night, they came in and demanded committee chairmanships and more seats on the Appropriations Committee, the Ways and Means Committee, and the Budget Committee, or not Budget Committee, the Rules Committee. And that's just unpalatable. They went too far. They were trying to fulfill their self-interests, and it hurts the whole team. So today we are derailed for 9% of the conference. And I hope they open up their eyes and realize they got to be part of a team and join the team back.
Congressman, feel free to call me Major. That's my first name. You called the 20 Republicans who have yet to vote for Kevin McCarthy the Taliban 20. One of them, Matt Gaetz, considered that a badge of honor. That seems to be pretty heated rhetoric. I imagine in private it's even more heated. It seems to me from the distance, sir, this is getting more intense, not less intense.
Yeah, there was intense feelings yesterday, particularly coming out of the conference meeting, because it became clear to us these folks cannot get to yes. They're used to being on the minority. They'd rather be on the minority because they could just be no and oppose everything. But Kevin McCarthy negotiated in a good faith effort and gave literally every concession they asked for up until Monday, and they said no. And I didn't personally call them the Taliban 20. Someone asked me, what are you hearing behind the closed doors? I said, I heard that term being used. I personally, I don't really believe in the name calling side of it. But the fact is some people were using those terms. But they should do some self-reflection. They have derailed the Republican conference. They've derailed the House. They've given a bad name to Republicans, to citizens all over this country. And I hope they reconsider what they're doing.
Do you want the Speaker, not the Speaker, but the Speaker potential, Kevin McCarthy, to rescind some of those concessions he made? I know some allies of his are saying you negotiated in good faith. They did not respond in kind. Pull those concessions and let those renegades know the deal will only get worse the longer this goes.
Now, there are some concessions made that we all actually like, so we should keep what we like. So we think there were some things that made, like single subject bill legislation and things like that. But there are a couple areas we do not like. I'll give you one. This 5-chair to vacate. We already voted in the conference to make it half of the conference, which is 111 seats, or 111 votes. They took it down to 5 based on their demand, and we really don't like that. We don't want 5 people to threaten the Speaker on every vote. Hey, we're going to do a vacate the chair and try to oust our Speaker. That makes for a weak Speaker. It weakens the House, it weakens the Republican Party here in the House. Secondly, they're demanding a certain level of participation of Freedom Caucus people in various committees and in chairmanships. We see that as sort of like an affirmative action for the Freedom Caucus. These chairmanships and some of these committees are merit-based. You get them based on being a team player, how much work you do, how you help others, your expertise. No one should just get it because they're demanding it. And to get it to say, we will only vote for you, Kevin McCarthy, if you make us a chairman, is really a terrible thing to say.
And Congressman, should Kevin McCarthy be open to the prospect of negotiating with Democrats if they are willing to negotiate a path for him to be elevated to Speaker?
Yes, Major. I think the first thing that we need to do, though, is put more pressure on these 20 folks. I think you see more and more conservative commentators on TV and radio, and they're saying, hey, these folks are to blame. They're hurting the party. They're hurting the country. So I think there's going to be more and more pressure on these folks, and they need to feel it. But at some point, I believe Kevin and the team needs to reach out and say, okay, what areas of cooperation can we do with the Democrats, whether it's committee ratios, whether it's some changes in the rules. There's a lot of areas that we could explore where we could get a more bipartisan agreement and go that way. We don't want these 20 people to think they're the only door that we have to get out. We need to present another door that we can take and cut them out of this if need be.
Real quickly, Congressman, on a scale of 1 to 10, percentage-wise, a percentage that this gets resolved tonight?
I think very low. I think this could be a battle.
Sounds like
10%. How's that? But this is going to be a battle of wills. These other folks, the 20, think they can wear us down. They're messing with the wrong guy with me. I just want to encourage Kevin McCarthy to stay strong and don't back down. You can't back down to people who don't negotiate in good faith.
Nebraska Republican Congressman Don Bacon, thank you so very much for your time, sir.
Thank you.